Hi, this is the Professional Amateur coming to you with another review. This week, I checked out Four Horsemen, Apocalypse. And this 2022 movie was directed by Jeff Mead and stars Ari Thompson, Eric St. John, and Junior Alabi, among others, of course. The story of this movie involves this small team of scientists and the small team of soldiers as they try to solve this kind of catastrophic phenomenon that's happening across the world where earthquakes are happening, volcanoes are exploding all over the world, but they are apparently at the epicenter, so they are, trying to figure out what's going on and find a solution. What will happen though? You'll have to watch the movie and find out. Alright, so let's discuss Four Horsemen Apocalypse. Well, this is an asylum film, so you have to be aware of kind of that standard that they're known for and the quality that they're known for. And it's definitely all in there, I would say. It's just kind of a standard asylum film. But I enjoy asylum films personally. I think they're just kind of like, I don't know, they're just kind of like teleplays is how I would describe them. If you like reading Shakespeare, you might as well just like this, right? And so with this one, what did I like? I liked the plot. I gotta say the plot was good, well paced. They're always moving towards something, whether it's, get a reading from over there. Oh, we gotta go to this tower. We gotta meet up over there. I thought that was all good. And so just moving around, you're never stuck in one place too long. So that's definitely good. And it has fun elements too, for sure. They are all trying to meet up and they have a driver, and the driver is clearly just listening to them. And I thought that was fun.
Locusts go where the climate's drying out.
Yeah, but this place is going to be drying out anytime soon. Look.
What else? They find helicopters, and they're like, oh, how are we going to drive these helicopters? Does anyone know how to drive a helicopter? And the soldiers are like, well, we've passed the course, so technically yes. And so, it's just kind of fun elements thrown in there kind of to take the edge off of this kind of natural disaster that's going on around them. And so I thought that was good, yeah. So the plot, the story, yeah, all of it worked well, at least for me, to have an enjoyable watch. With that being said, I did enjoy the characters. I thought they were terribly likable. I really did not dislike any of them. All of them seemed like they were kind of like goody two-shoes type of characters, really wanted to save the world, make a difference, and just have a positive attitude to put out into the world. And I thought that was excellent. Also with the actors did an excellent job. I would say no one's underacting, no one's overacting. Everyone's doing a great job. So the actors plus the characters definitely work well together. And lastly, I know I reviewed their last movie, and one of my big complaints was the earthquake effects. People just kind of shaking there for the earthquake. However, this one actually has improved earthquake effects. So instead of just shaking, they're holding on to stuff to be safe. The other thing I said was they had this natural disaster in their last one, but then it has a perfectly blue sky. This one they've actually edited or at least shot it so that you very rarely see the sky, and when you do, it looks kind of grayish. And so that's just a big plus. So to have that more realistic natural disaster aesthetic. And so that was just, a big improvement. Maybe I can clip it in here for you.
Just a few more minutes. Any sign of the sergeant?
And so you can see it actually looks, pretty realistic. So that's good. And that brings me to what doesn't work with this movie. Well, this is an asylum film, so it has all the hallmarks of an asylum movie. Particularly, it has a lot of people talking in rooms. And I know lots of people complain about that. For me personally, in this movie, it actually works. I find with people talking in rooms, it's about how important or impactful their events are. Just in Shakespeare, Shakespeare says people talking in rooms and then they go over to the next room, right? And talk some more. So it's really about how impactful their actions are on the story. They even have one room that's, across the planet in Washington, D.C. And they actually have a big impact on the story too, or at least they can send a helicopter or send whatever. So they actually have an impact on the story. So it is pretty impactful, even though, it's just people talking in rooms. They also have people talking in cars, that's fine as well. That always has to happen in movies, right? You have to travel. So that's, the same issues that go along with people talking in rooms. And, Asylum, they're also evolving their kind of style as well here. And now they have people talking in rooms, talking about an iPad screen that you can't see. Maybe I can clip it in here for you.
You said you had taken some tests earlier. Can you share some of that information with me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great. Okay.
So this was taken from earlier. Obviously, it's not a live stream because we don't have satellite access.
And so you can see their style is evolving in that sense, and just one level beyond just people talking in rooms. Now they're talking about screens you can't see, and so I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, I couldn't believe it when I saw it, of course, but yeah, that type of stuff is in there too. So all of that stuff is definitely in there. I know people are going to complain about it, but for me, it definitely wasn't that bad. In addition, this movie is supposed to be set in Brazil. However, never for 1 second did I think it was in Brazil. I don't know what it is, like the trees or whatever are all just kind of, deciduous trees from North America. And so, yeah, I never believed for a second that this was in Brazil. I don't know why they chose Brazil. Brazil's a tropical zone. Like, you're in the arid country or arid desert or whatever. Right, so I don't understand why you would choose that, but yeah, that was just something that stood out to me. And lastly, I gotta say, I think some of the science is wrong. It sounds all fine and good, but I'm not like a scientist or a volcanologist or anything, so don't take my word for it. But it just seems like kind of their solution is not really an appropriate solution to what should happen. Correct me if I'm wrong if you've seen it, but yeah, it's just didn't seem like a realistic, or even possible solution. So yeah, I guess it is what it is though. So who would I recommend this movie for? Well, I think if you're an Asylum fan, yeah, you can check this one out. Again, I think it's above par for them. If you have like a bad movie night with a bunch of friends, I think this should be on your list. It's like this fun adventure disaster thing. And of course, you can critique all of its errors, right? So that is part of the fun, right? So definitely put it on your list. As for rating, I gotta give it the okay score of 4. I know IMDb has their score around about half that, but I am an Asylum fan. I like their styles, so that's nothing, for me. I also enjoy, engaging with the film and critiquing it as I go along. And this is a great movie where you can just critique the whole thing throughout the whole thing. And so it's lots of fun that way. And with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.